What I'm going to share with you today is something that I live by and has made such an impact on what I've been manifesting, particularly in recent years. I've manifested quite a few things against all odds, or faster than people told me I would be able to manifest them, more easily than people thought, more easily than other people have manifested them. And I put it all down to this one thing, that I choose the stories that I subscribe to, and I choose not to subscribe to other people's stories if I do not see the benefit of that story. I'll give an example. When it came to manifesting moving to Spain, as someone who is British, so my home country isn't part of the European Union, it could be and is often complicated for people to successfully move here and be granted a permanent residency. It's not impossible, actually, in fact, from my experience, very possible. But when I was in the process of getting my residency, other British people saying to me, oh, it's so hard. There's a pile up of people's applications. People are waiting months and months and months. There's delays. They're rejecting people's applications. It's so hard, and people are getting ripped off, and people are being charged so much money. It's such an expensive process. And I heard all of this noise. Now, naturally, when you hear those kinds of things, what happens? Naturally, it can make you feel a bit concerned about, oh dear, I hope it's not going to be like that for me. Or it can cause you to ruminate in it so much that you're assuming that that's how it's going to be for you. Law of assumption. You're assuming based on other people's stories, oh my gosh, I assume that's how it's going to be for me as well. But knowing how the law of assumption works, knowing how manifestation works, actually, I was given a beautiful gift by someone close within our inner circle. And he was being so sweet and trying to help. I really appreciate it. And he helped me, but not in the way that he was intending. So he said to me, Lucie, if you like, I know this guy, and he's currently going through the process of trying to get his visa, and he's really struggling with it. And he knows quite a lot of other people who are struggling with it. So what they're doing is they're forming a little group. I can add you to the group on WhatsApp if you like. And basically, they're going to come together every week or so to all be there for each other and share how difficult the process is, so that they have people to relate to at how difficult this journey is. Sweet intention, but knowing how manifestation works, I was thinking to myself, thank you, but no thank you. No way, Jose. Speaking of moving to Spain, no way, Jose, am I going to join the club of people who identify as struggling really hard with their visa application, who get together and add focus, add energy, and talk about how difficult and hard it is for them. Okay, I know it has good intentions. I know that on some kind of level, they say misery loves company, right? There's this kind of satisfying feeling when you are surrounded by other people struggling and you all kind of relate together to your struggles. It serves a purpose on a low vibrational level. But knowing what I know about manifestation, I just knew that wouldn't benefit me manifesting my residency to Spain quickly and easily and surprisingly early and happening faster than anyone could ever tell me it's going to happen, which was my focus, which was my goal. So I was very polite about it. I didn't obviously, say this to the person. I was, oh, all right, thank you so much for telling me about the group. But on the inside, I was like, hell no, I'm not joining that group. Thank you, but no thanks. So I created my own little club with myself, right? You don't even need anybody else to be on the same frequency as you, to be affirming the things that you're affirming. You can do this with yourself. You don't need anybody else. But yeah, I thought, well, what club am I part of? What story do I subscribe to? My story, my club is the club where we get incredible results and miracles flow to us, and my residency comes through quicker than anyone possibly predicted. And I imagined myself receiving the residency card. Every night as I went to sleep, I pictured the residency card on my bedside table, sensing that it was there next to me as I drifted off to sleep, and I would fall asleep with a smile on my face, imagining that this bed that I'm lying in is the bed in Spain and the residency card is next to me, and all is well, and it all worked out, and it all happened quickly and easily and surprisingly early, right? So I was using Neville Goddard's approach of falling asleep in the wish fulfilled every night, living from the end, not thinking about, oh, I really want my residency to come, but as often often as possible feeling like it's already happened and living there in my imagination, falling asleep there in my imagination. I would obviously get doubts. My thoughts would start to spiral every now and then, and fears would pop up of, for example, I knew that as part of my application process, I would have to hand the embassy my passport, and I didn't know how long I would be without a passport, and I had my best friend's hen do coming up, and I was, sometimes worried about, what if I don't get my passport back in time? What if I can't go to her hen do? According to other people's predictions and timelines, I might not be able to go because I might not have my passport back by then. So, there were these parts of me that were feeling uncertain. There were these parts of me that felt dread inside, thinking, oh my gosh, imagine if I have to cancel on my own best friend and can't turn up to her special trip. I'm saying that as well to say I'm human, and those doubts popped up. But whenever they popped up, I supported myself through them with self-talk, with affirming how it is going to be, with deciding, you know what, Lucy, you have nothing to worry about. It's all going to work out. It is all working out. I was imagining my application form in the embassy. I was picturing it on the desk. I was picturing someone stamping it and approving it and moving it to the done pile. And I was observing how quickly and easily it is. All it takes is for them to look at the papers that I had filed so perfectly, right? All it takes is 1 minute for them to read through them, approve, send that approval off. So I was even imagining how quick the process is, which is really the opposite of the approach that a lot of these other people were taking, right? Focusing on how slow and laborious and lengthy the process is. So the moral of the story that I'm sharing with you in today's video is, what story do you want to subscribe to? What club do you want to be a part of? And if there have been any areas in your life where you feel like actually you've been participating in a narrative, in a dialogue about how terrible it is, it can feel natural because it can be so common for conversations with others to be about how bad things are, politically, economically, whatever-y. Even if you're someone who doesn't watch the news like me, even if you're someone who stays away from negativity on social media like I try to do, even if you are somebody who understands how the law of attraction works, it can still kind of find its way in, right? And sometimes you're maybe at a family gathering or chatting with friends who aren't really into this stuff, and it can be so easy and natural to almost fall into that way of talking about life, about how terrible it is, or how expensive everything is, or how difficult or slow or whatever it is. And so we don't have to be mean about it. We don't have to tell people you can't talk like that, but we can just mindfully create separation and distance from that conversation. We might be exposed to a conversation like that. You could maybe find a polite way to move the subject in a different direction. You could maybe slip out for a moment, take a phone call, whatever you need to do to just stay away from that club of stuckness, of lack, of failure, of hardship. And doing this, by the way, isn't about, thinking that you're better than anyone else. Definitely not. This is not about having no empathy or sympathy. It's not even about, being in denial or anything like that. It's just about when you know and you understand, how important it is to feed your mind and your energy and your focus with the things that support you rather than affirm the exact opposite of how you would like life to work for you. When you understand how powerful and impactful that is, then it just makes sense. As I embark upon my final trimester, I've heard more and more stories about how birth is, can be, will be, and I am also in my own bubble, protecting my energy, subscribing to the stories that I want to experience, doing everything that is within my power to affirm the most beautiful, healthy, positive, incredible next phase of my journey and beyond. So we're in this together and keep going. You're doing a great job. I hope this was a valuable reminder to you, just like your permission slip, the permission slip you don't need me to give you, that you are in control of the stories you subscribe to and you are in control of the clubs you join. So you decide, what are my stories? What's the club I'm part of? Share it in the comments. What are the stories you subscribe to? What's the club, in quotation marks, that you want to join or want to be the president of? Right? It's your club. So if you enjoyed this, let me know. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to give a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And if you're listening on podcasts, feel free to give us a follow and leave a 5-star review if you wish. Until next time. Bye.